Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's podcast. It's a little bit different this week. We've been having this sort of series of talking with some of our fellow United Methodist Church pastors, and we have one today. It's a very dear old friend, Tom Davis, Reverend Dr. Tom Davis, who's a lead pastor at Roswell United Methodist. Welcome, Tom.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for having me. Now, for those of you who have been around Hickory Flat, Tom might look familiar because not only is he a ordained United Methodist pastor serving one of our finest churches in the conference, he's also an excellent banjo player, and we play together in a bluegrass band, and we just finished up doing our senior luncheon here.
Adrenaline's still running.
It's still running. So anyway, you ready to get started?
I am.
Okay, let's go. All right, so Tom, you and I have known each other how many years?
I think John the Baptist was in our confirmation class. It was a few years.
Yeah.
Been a week or two.
We met at Young Harris College when we were babies. And so...
I was 12, you were 13.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yep.
But we were, we knew each other in a small college, each other, but we really became, I think, closer friends a few years later.
Yeah.
When I was in youth ministry. You'd already been to seminary and were ordained, but you were also doing youth ministry. So we shared some things there. Remember those?
I do remember that. I was picking every brain that I knew, and yours was one of the ones that was doing really well.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know whatever it was you knew.
Yeah. Well, we had a good time, and I remember you came and did at least a ski retreat with us one time.
I remember that well.
Yeah, had a blast with that. So, and so then through the years, I went to seminary. And Tom, I've never said this to him, but I kind of considered him a mentor in that, like, I needed a sounding board while I was in seminary.
Yeah.
And so we would have lunch fairly regularly.
Yeah.
And we would talk about theology and talk about church.
Well, sometimes you don't know what you think till you see what you say.
Exactly.
And we were talking a lot back then.
That's what it is. Somebody had asked the other day, like, what advice you would give to a person who was entering seminary. And I said that, find some people to talk about this with.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Jesus sent disciples out in two for a reason. I don't think it was a mistake.
Yeah.
We need someone to hear what we're thinking and going, that's not fertile ground. Maybe I need to toss that thought.
Right. Yeah. And you need people that you can trust.
Yeah.
And I can say, well, I'm going to say this really weird thing that I'm thinking, and know that person's going to like, well, he's
I'm
a
going to
heretic.
whisper it, but hopefully nobody will hold it against me.
Yeah. So that was great. And then the really one of the pivotal times in my life is Tom actually suggested. Tom does not make appointments. He's not a TS. But Tom actually suggested that I would be a good person to follow him at Roswell because they had started, and back in those days, this was a weird thing, a modern worship service.
Nobody had ever heard of it.
Yeah. And I think you knew that I could do it because I was kind of doing that in youth ministry. And so I went there, and it was one of those pivotal moments. When I look back, that was just a great appointment, a great conversation. So thank you for that.
Well, that was an easy do.
Yeah.
Senior pastor said, who in the world would you suggest to follow? You know the young guys.
Yeah.
You know the young women. Who would you suggest? And I didn't have to think about it long at all.
Yeah. So that's great. So then Tom went on to Due West for 21 years.
Yeah.
And what happened at Due West?
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about myself in 21 years.
Yeah.
And we grew and we grew well, and we had a lot of fun.
You started at 800 and it ended up with like 4,800 or something like that. So really phenomenal leadership during that time. Sometimes we're in the right place at the right time. People will say that humbly, but really it takes the right person in that position at the right time to make things like that happen. Yeah.
It was definitely a group effort. And, the same way that you were talking about when you're in seminary, getting people around you, I surrounded myself with folks I could trust and bounce ideas off of. And, a lot of the ideas weren't mine.
Yeah.
But once they got polished from talking to some folks and some wise folks in different areas, it was helpful.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
Made a lot up.
And so then your third appointment, you've had many more than that, I know, but
Yeah.
your third most recent appointment took place when you went back to Roswell. We were both there as associates, multiple staff, big church. But you went back as the lead pastor. And what year was that?
17.
17.
Yeah.
And so doing great work at Roswell. And, if our bluegrass band isn't playing here at Hickory Flat, we're probably playing at Roswell because we've done a lot of stuff
or
over
up
there.
in Blairsville.
Up in Blairsville, a few other places. But so that's been a delight to get connected and to see you thriving there. And so, what are you excited about at Roswell these days? What's keeping you going?
The young people and young families, every Sunday we have baptism of a baby. We started a young families class. We knew they couldn't meet during COVID, and so we collected names whenever they visited the church. And we started the class in 2021, and they've already grown too large for that class. And started another young families class.
That's
and
wonderful.
We targeted them toward parents of toddlers.
And
there were a lot of toddlers born during COVID, and they weren't toddlers when they were born, but they were born during COVID, and now they're toddlers. And that's been really exciting. And the leadership of that class they've grown small groups for men and women, and just sprouted out everywhere. It's been very organic. Really.
Well, Roswell holds a real special place for me. I was there 6.5 years. And it was very special, still is to me. And so I'm glad to see it doing well and thriving. And they got the right person there. So that's wonderful. So we've talked about ministry. Tom and I have always had this other connection, and it is music. Because not only does Tom play banjo, which is actually kind of a recent thing, like last 5 years,
6 years,
5 or 6 years. He's also an excellent drummer. And an excellent guitar player. But we used to jam and play together, rock and roll and stuff like that back in the day. And that was a lot of fun. And, I think we played someplace out of the jam session maybe a couple of times during the time, but it was mostly just having fun. But then during COVID, a couple of things happened. Tom started playing banjo, and I started playing mandolin. And how did you find out I was playing mandolin?
I don't remember. Maybe I was just wanting to see how many folks I could get. And I must have called you 25 times before you said yes. And you were living over in Conyers.
Let's say I said I am moving. I already knew.
Oh man, it was just like that girl you tried to date in high school. I tried to date in high school. I really want to, but not tonight.
No, I wasn't going to drive. I wasn't going to drive to Conyers, but no, I knew that I was moving to Hickory Flat. And I said, just wait, and I'm going to do this thing. So, so I did. Like the week I moved, we started playing together.
Well, with musicians, it's sort of like where we started the conversation. You don't get better unless you're doing it with somebody else. And I was about tired of me in the basement playing with me. And so I knew you were a good musician, and I knew if we played together, we'd both get better. So
we have. I mean, we both have gotten better over these 4 or 5 years, and probably will continue to do that. And we have a lot of fun and have a chance to share that. And we got some. You talk about having the people around you that are make you better. Having Bob Cox and Wes and Greg make us all better.
And there's some about music that it's conversation, and when you're listening and when you're playing and somebody plays something that is right and their personality comes through, and it is, I pray for you guys every night, and I cherish that time that we practice every week. And it's for the stuff, not just the music.
It's about the friendship. It really is. It's about friendship more than just as much as it's about the music. And so, and it's also, this is what I want to use and segue into sort of church music and its relationship to our faith, because John Wesley told Charles, we sing our faith. And so a lot of what I have come to believe or have believed, my deep beliefs, I've sung.
Yeah.
And so a lot of bluegrass songs are, they're either these horrible songs.
Yeah, about death and destruction.
About death and destruction.
Of your puppy. And, yeah.
Or they're a gospel song. I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
But we've leaned into the gospel part of it.
Yeah.
I know it's real important to all of us, it's especially important to Greg, that we'll be able to share our faith through our music. And so, we just did that, played some of those gospel songs in the luncheon we just did. But speak to that a little bit, particularly about these old songs, and
there was some bluegrass I liked, but I never saw myself. I like classic rock, and like we were talking about. But wow, you start to blend voices together. Mm-hmm. And as much as I love drums, all strings, you don't get to hear all strings many places. And you start blending voices and strings and the wood and the wire and the whole. It just kind of it loosened up my spirit. Yeah. And especially during COVID, in a time that my spirit needed to be loosened. And it just. Yeah, it was just wonderful.
Yeah, that's great. So this Sunday, and our church is going to get, or at least the people that were at luncheon who will also be here on Sunday, are going to get their.
You hope anyway.
Yeah, I hope.
They might have heard you today.
That might have been
it. Oh gosh, where's that banjo player?
But we're doing a special Sunday, and they want us to have a bluegrass Sunday. And I was going well, you got to understand, Tom and Wes have other gigs at a church, and Bob and I. So it's kind of hard for for us to
mandolin and bass are not often coupled together as just the two.
Right, but maybe someday we can do an exchange where we can do this on a Sunday for that. But we are doing something similar to that on Sunday. We're calling it Country Fried Sunday. It's a fifth Sunday, and it's going to be almost all music. And our service, similar, I think, to at least a couple of y'all's, is sort of a blend of traditional and modern worship.
Yeah.
But this is going to be leaning in heavily into what I would say the old time camp meeting, some bluegrass gospel, a few modern worship, but with maybe a country gospel twist. Yeah. So that's going to be our. What is it about this music though that gets people alive and tapping their toes and clapping their hands? This style of music. I mean,
I think a part of it is that you can carry it with you when you leave the room.
Yeah.
It's not like you're trying. It's basic 3/4 chord and the harmonies that go along with it, and you can carry it with you. In your mind, and then before you know it, you start singing to it, and I think that's a big part of it.
There's an approachability to it. There's a simplicity. The songs, the gospel songs, there have been lots and lots and lots of gospel songs that have been written. Yeah. And I used to have this thing about church music that particularly a lot of like modern church music, but I would say probably for all time, you go back in the hymn book too, it sort of has a shelf life. Yeah. It's like produce. And you need produce, but you also need the meat and potatoes and the protein and stuff. But you need the produce because that really gets things moving along. It's going to be a terrible example. But the things that have stood the test of time, they're solid. And so you take a song like an I'll Fly Away or I Saw the Light, or we're singing
My Jesus I Love Thee.
My Jesus I Love Thee. It Is Well. Those songs they're simple. They're approachable. There's a hook to them that people can remember and internalize and become part of themselves.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That you don't need to know 48 chords to get to the end of it and all these modulations that you could never sing.
Right.
You carry them with you, and it just it opens up your spirit. So there's a familiarity to it.
Yeah.
And
right. Yeah. And I think really the better ones for me also have really good theology. Like My Jesus I Love Thee.
Yeah.
I mean that's great. I mentioned It Is Well, How Great Thou Art. A lot of those songs that are that have stood the test of time and been around for a century or more, and sung in worship and stuff like that. You know, a more recent song may be a song like. My brain just we also have the priests go outside. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but Because He Lives.
Yeah.
That was a song from maybe like the 70s or something, but it's still around. It's made it. You know, and there's some more contemporary songs that are like that. We bring them back and sing them. Like we've got a new arrangement of Awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. Is one I was thinking. How great is our God?
Yeah.
Oh, whenever we sing that in worship, and I know that's been around 25 years now, but people just get into worship with,
of course.
With that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, it's an amazing thing. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so Tom, I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate
you, Dave.
All of the adventures we have together and we'll continue to have together for, you know, sometimes you make these friends that are lifelong friends and you, my friend, are a lifelong friend.
And you as well.
I appreciate that about you. And so God bless you. God bless Roswell. And thank you for being here today.
I appreciate it.
And for all you listening, I hope you're doing well. We'll be starting a new message series this coming Sunday, which will be the first Sunday in September. So I hope to see you there. So God bless everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.